I've always felt like a farmer is probably the best environmentalist you can find. We rely on our land and our resources to provide our lifestyle and our living. And so I feel like we're environmentalists, and we want to take care of the land. We want to be good stewards of the land. I feel like that's what farming is. You know, I've always enjoyed the farm, and I've always liked the farm. We thought it was a good place to raise our family. My wife and I, have 3 children, and we raised them here on the farm. It's a good place to learn to work, and honest, hard day's work is not a bad thing to learn. We're wet and cold, and so we're behind on our work because we can't get in the field, so that's a challenge to us. Our irrigation water is going to continually be a challenge, I believe. There's going to be more and more demand for our water and our irrigation, and there's a more demand for water. There's going to be, probably other places that are going to be more economically viable to put water than on our farms. And so, but that's the reason, we feel like we've got to be responsible to maximize our resources. And so we're moving into drip irrigation and those types of technologies that we can use less water and still grow a higher quality crop in the process. So we're trying to embrace those technologies for the future, and we feel like it's going to help us grow better crops and higher production, and just make us better in the future. One thing I've learned over the years is that if we can find and maintain great relationships with successful companies and people, it just makes us more successful. As I travel around the state, I try to visit all the Harmons stores I can, from St. George, City Creek. All those stores I go into, and I talk to the produce managers and visit with them, and I see what beautiful stores they are. And I see the Harmons have positioned them to be the premier grocery store of the state. And it's always a wonderful thing to be associated with a company like that who has a great line of sight for the future and success. And if I can align myself with a company that has success, it helps us be successful too. When the customer in a Harmons grocery store picks up a bag of our beans, I want them to understand the care that goes into them, the time we take to grow them and harvest them and get them to the stores. Those green beans were probably picked maybe even 24 hours before they put them on their plate. We try to get them there fresh. We cool them immediately after we get them harvested, so we try to keep them in condition and looking good, and we just want them to be as tasty as a green bean can be.